Okay, so imagine a transit system that doesn't just connect cities, but connects different states of being. Today, we are diving deep into the Liminal Transit Authority, a really fascinating story about the bureaucracy of existence, the weight of grief, and, well, what happens when someone tries to build a stop for a need the system decided to just forget. It all kicks off with this line. Our main character, Kai, is trying to escape a life they just can't bear anymore. And their solution? It's pretty extreme. They decide to join this mysterious Liminal Transit Authority and sign away their old identity to, literally, become a nobody. Now this is not just any old job application. This is a contract for something the story calls ontological drift, which is a fancy way of saying the very idea of yourself starts to dissolve. So Kai is trading a past filled with pain for a completely uncertain future with the Liminal Transit Authority. And look at how you do it. The process is so deceptively simple, almost boringly bureaucratic. 3 forms, 2 signatures, 1 declaration. It's this super mundane entry point into a world that is anything but, a reality that operates way beyond the normal rules of space, time, and, yeah, even existence itself.
So you have to ask, why would anyone go to such lengths? Well, Kai is on the run from a really profound, unwitnessed grief. The story calls this state real flight, basically an aversion to the present moment. They're looking for a place so far removed from everything that the ghosts of the real world just can't follow them there. So Kai gets their first assignment, and it takes them to the most peculiar, most unusual route in the entire system. It's called the Nowhere Line. And it's right here, on this line, that the true nature of the authority and Kai's own journey really starts to unfold.
Turns out the authority is actually running 2 transit systems at the same time. You've got the civilian system, which is the one we'd all recognize. It's all about schedules, predictable routes, known destinations. But then there's the operational system, where Kai works now, and that is something else entirely. It travels between states of being to places that are still forming or have long since been forgotten.
This is a quote from Sonder. He's Kai's training conductor, and he just nails the whole philosophy of the Nowhere Line. It's not about being certain you'll get to your destination. It's about learning to live with uncertainty itself. You see, the line is actively testing its conductors, looking for the people who can just exist in that not-knowing state, without needing everything to be wrapped up in a neat little bow.
And during a training run, this whole philosophy gets put to the test, like immediately. Kai meets a passenger whose ticket is a complete mystery and whose very existence ends up challenging the entire system. The passenger's name is Maren, and her ticket is for a place called Discontinued State 7 Nile. And right there, that becomes the central puzzle of our story. How can somebody have a ticket to a place that, according to the official record, has been completely and utterly erased?
Sonder explains the chilling truth. The authority doesn't just manage transit. It has the power to decide which states of being are viable and which aren't. It can, quite literally, unmap a reality. Just take it off the record entirely.
And this act, this discontinuing a state, it's a form of what you could call institutional forgetting. It is erasure by paperwork, a simple, bureaucratic decision that makes a place and the fundamental human need it was built for officially cease to exist. Gone.
Maren then reveals what her home, this so-called discontinued state, actually was. And it's here that we get to the absolute heart of the story, a concept that really challenges the authority's entire way of thinking.
Her home was the state of witnessed grief. This wasn't about mourning by yourself. It was a relational state, a practice that actually required another person to be present with your loss, not to fix it, not to give you advice, but just to witness it, to hold that space with you.
So why on earth would they discontinue a place like that? Well, because this deeply human, deeply relational practice was deemed logistically untenable. It couldn't be scaled up or managed efficiently. The authority decided it was just more practical to support states of solitary grief, the kind people are just expected to get through all on their own. 17 years. Think about that. For 17 years, ever since her home was basically forgotten by a piece of paperwork, Maren has been trapped on the Nowhere Line. She's a passenger in perpetual transit, holding a ticket to a place that doesn't exist anymore.
Moved by Maren's story, and probably recognizing a bit of their own unwitnessed grief in her, Kai decides to do something completely unheard of. They decide to defy the entire system.
Kai asks a question that just cuts through 17 years of procedure and neglect. It's a question nobody in the authority even thinks to ask. Not where is your destination, but what would it take to go home? And that one simple question, it changes everything.
Over the next 3 runs on the Nowhere line, Kai and Maren use their shared intention, their shared need, to literally will a new, completely unauthorized station into existence. This thing isn't built with bricks and mortar, it's built with sheer purpose. And they call it the Station of Abiding. The name is just perfect. It totally captures the essence of witness grief. It's a place not for fixing things or getting over them, but for remaining, for dwelling, for existing alongside someone in their loss.
Of course, you can't just go around building an unsanctioned reality without the bureaucracy noticing. The creation of the Station of Abiding pretty quickly triggers an official audit.
But here's the thing. Kai's action doesn't happen in a vacuum. A record of the system's failure has been slowly, quietly accumulating for years. It's in the hidden notes of a past conductor, it's in Maren's 17 years of endless transit, and now it's in the auditor's surprisingly honest report.
So Kai gets called before the authority's highest board, and the question they're facing isn't just about breaking the rules anymore. It's about whether their act was one of defiance or if it was a necessary correction to a fundamental flaw in the system itself.
Faced with this undeniable weight of the record and the power of what the story calls accurate words, the system does something pretty remarkable. It bends. The Station of Abiding is given provisional status. The need that it serves is finally, officially acknowledged.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. The story of the Liminal Transit Authority is all about this conflict between efficient, cold systems and the messy, unscalable, but absolutely essential needs of the human heart. It really forces us to ask, what do we lose when we decide to prioritize only the things that we can easily measure?